Hey, what's up guys? Happy Saturday. Today doing a review on Kessil lights. I had done a video earlier on like a month ago, kind of short, just saying how much I liked them basically, but I didn't really get into them very much. So as promised, I'm doing a full review on them. So it's been a few months, almost 3 now, that I've had them, and they're outstanding lights. So I just kind of wanted to go over a little bit about Kessil, how the lights function, and a couple different ways you can run them, and the various models, prices, things like that. So start out with Kessil, the company. It started with 3 graduates from Berkeley. One was a plant biologist, one was a physicist, and then there was the computer scientist. So really a perfect storm for a company like this. You get your computer scientist who's obviously got really advanced computer skills and networking skills, and so there's that, part of it. The physicist who, basically has, experience with photonics, and then the plant biologist, obviously tons of experience with plants and photosynthesis and that sort of thing. So these guys were all real smart dudes, and that's what makes Kessil what it is today. So about, and while we're on the company thing, I was having some trouble when I was first getting them going, trying to figure out what intensities to run the lights at. So I called up there, and a guy called me back and spent about a half hour, 40 minutes with me on the phone, explaining to me, the different features and things, and just he was answering questions that had nothing to do with the lights, because there's obviously other things that affect algae and things like that, and those are some of the problems that I was having, and I wondered if it was the lights and the color temperature on the lights. So he took the time to call me and explain to me. It was really cool. So they have really good customer service, and they're real personable people. So, I mean, that's basically it for Kessil itself. They have a website you can hop on, and they have a pretty intricate story about how they started, and their promises and guarantees, and how long they've been around, things like that. But that's the basics. So now for the individual lights, there's Amazon Suns. I've got the A360We Tuna Suns. They're a stronger, bigger light to produce more penetration for a larger tank. This is at 180 gallons, so it's a 6 foot by 2 foot. So my concerns were having enough light to penetrate to the bottom of the tank. So these lights were able to do that for me. When I first got the lights, my tank had a lot of tannins and it was really cloudy. So there was no way to tell how well the light was gonna be in there until I got the tank clear. So I originally started out with 3 lights, not sure if I was gonna need 4, so decided to start with 3. And it looked like it was gonna do the job, so I just had to wait for my water to clear up. So added a UV sterilizer, Frost guard, stuff like that. Was able to do a lot of water changes, clear up the water. And then I quickly found out that these are plenty. Three is plenty for this tank. They claim they're 90 watts a piece, each light. So, it may seem like a lot, but for what they put out for light, it really isn't. They have a 24-inch surface coverage. So if you break this tank down, it's a 6 foot tank. You've basically got 3 24-inch sections. So that's why these lights work so well. They're getting from edge to edge. They're getting down to the bottom. There's a bit of shadowing in the back, but I think that's normal for any tank. But these lights are on 50% right now. There are people, I guess, that do run them at 100%, but it takes a while to get there. With a controller, you can do an acclimation setting, which makes it really easy to ramp it up slowly, and over time, over a month or however long, you can ramp them up to whatever intensity you want. So lights have 2 basic controls on them. There's a intensity setting, so that's your brightness, and then there's a color setting. The color setting is anywhere from 6,000 to 9,000 range. It's a dial setting. there's no marked out numbers on there. It's just you know, just your simple little dial. So you know, you basically just judge where you want it. So it's, you know, 6500 to 6700K range is the appropriate color, or at least what I use for growing plants. So, you know, you just bump up the setting a little bit. You just kind of envision what, you know, a 6,000 to 9,000 range is, and it's, a lot of people get frustrated with it, but it really isn't that hard. But so you can run the lights, you know, with a controller or not with a controller. It depends on what you want to do. Controller's about $100. This light is $400. You know, each light is $400. So they're pricey, but one thing you got to think about is if you're running T5s, things like that, T8s, whatever you have, you're replacing bulbs every 8 months to a year. So, you know, 24, 25, 30 bucks, whatever they cost. Think about, you know, every year putting money into them, where with these LEDs you're not changing out bulbs like that, and you know, a quality light like this should last for 8 to 10, maybe more years. I'm not really sure. I know that LEDs last a long time. I don't specifically know how long these are supposed to last, but I bet you I'm going to get 8 to 10 years out of them easy. I'm just going to you know, do regular maintenance, blowing them out with air, you know, just to keep the dust out of them. But so to wrap up here, guys, a little bit, so I went over the color setting, the intensity setting. There's also 2 jacks on top for going in and out to another light, so they all link together with a controller. You don't need to link them together if you're just running them without a controller, I don't think. So, you know, the controller allows you to link them together. You do not individually control the lights. In other words, you can't have a different color temperature on this one than on the one next to it. That's one downfall. For me, it's not, because I'm happy with it being all the same. You know, benefits to that, I guess, would be light for certain plants in certain areas and ramping on sunset and sunrise maybe. But, you know, it would be a cool thing to have, but I'm not worried that it doesn't have it. It wouldn't keep me from buying it. You know, so there's jacks on it. They connect the lights together, so there's an input and an output basically to link them together. The other thing is we've got a gooseneck, which comes off the back of the tank with a clamp and comes up forward. Really cool to have, guys. You can just swing the lights out of the way, you know, if you want to do something to your tank, if you want to get in here, work in here, do whatever you got to do, just swing them on out of the way. It's really easy. It's set up nice like that. So that's one really good feature. And those are held in, they're threaded, so, you know, they're threaded on there real well. And then this side is also threaded as well. So gives you plenty of length. I'd say these are like 24 inches probably, I would say, these goosenecks. So you got a lot of, you know, you can bring them up in here. I could bring them closer. They recommend, I think, like 6 inches off the water. That's about where I'm at now, I'd say, right around that. So I want them off enough where the water's not going to come up. I don't have Versatop covers or anything on here yet. I do have some out in the garage, so I'm going to probably get those on soon to, you know, just to protect the investment, you know what I mean? But yeah, basically, yeah, that's it for the actual lights in general. I want to show you guys a close-up of the top of the light and look at the actual dials and controls so you can get in there and see what it looks like. So let's check that out real quick right now. Alright, let's see if we can get a nice close-up on the side of the light here first. So they're good sized lights. I mean, they're not huge, but these are the biggest ones they make. So there you go, guys. You got your color and your intensity, okay? It's as simple as that. These things are super easy. You plug them in and they're on, and boom. So intensity over here on the right is basically just turn it and it's going to dim and it's going to get brighter left to right depending on which way you turn it. Right now these controls are bypassed because I have it hooked up to a controller, so if I do it, there's not much I can do. It's not going to do anything, so, or else I would show you, but you know, I will show you what these are like 100% in a few minutes, just so you can see how bright they are. But Your color setting over here is about where you'd want it. 6700K is where, where I like it, so that's roughly about where that notch is. So you're basically turning it clockwise to add more color. So 6,000 to 9,000 range. In the back there you can see a little plug for a jack. Now they come plugged to keep water out of them, which is pretty cool when they're not using them. So this is an end light, so the actual output is not being used right now. So there's your input, you see your cord going in. That's the link cable that goes to the other light, okay? And then back here is your power cable, which is hard fixed into the light and goes down to a ballast. And they have super long cords. Cool thing is they got a little brake disconnect right here about a foot down from it, so if you had to pop it off and take the light, you don't have to go digging through all your wiring. You can just quickly detach it here. So smart thing that Kessil did. So like I said, these goosenecks are super flexible. You can bend them around however you want. You can aim them wherever you want. So that's a plus. But yeah, like you can see over here, this center light being a middle light is going to have both jacks used. And that's how they communicate with each other. So fans are super quiet on these. I mean, these are obviously on. The fans run, I'm pretty sure they run 24/7. Sounds no more than like a laptop. It's crazy. Not even a laptop. I'll put the speaker right up to the grill. That's an inch from the grill, so gives you an idea of how and they move air. I mean, you can feel the air just coming out of them, hot air. And the top of the lights to the touch are cool, just like you want them. Biggest enemy of LEDs is heat, so you need to have a good cooling system for them. Alright, so here's some top tank shots, just showing you. My lights have been on a few hours, got the CO2 cranking. But these lights grow plants, guys, for sure. I mean, there's people I know that are still out there that are skeptical, but these guys know what they're doing. They know how to grow plants. So that's basically it, guys. I'm gonna do a controller review here because I feel that that's almost like another video. So this is basically the light part of the view, just showing you basic features of the lights, how they work, and what models may or may not work for you. The Amazon Suns would be good for a smaller tank. These, you can still use this on a small tank, no problem. It's just you're not going to need it on 100%. It's gonna roast whatever you have in there. So these they're just super intense lights, and I run them at like 55%, guys, and I've had them for 3 months. I mean, problems I had running them higher than that, just started to grow tons of algae. It's just way too much light. So I added some new plants in here. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I had a couple gaps back there where you see that big piece of driftwood there. Right in the center there, I added some plants and stuff. So we got Ludwigia dark red there. Nice bushel of that growing. Looking forward to that filling out. We've got some Scarlet Temple in here, and something's been eating my Indian red sword, but it seems to have stopped, but there was something nibbling on it. I don't know what's going on there, but for the most part it looks pretty good. And I got some Nassia Golden too, that's mixed in there. So we got the water wisteria. The Amazon sword is killing it right now, guys. The thing is just the most insane shade of green, dude. It's like Slimer green. It's doing really well. Everything's getting like new growth and stuff down low. We got shoots coming off here into the sage that are coming up, sprouting straight up, coming off. So we got a lot of new growth starting. The Tillandra cardinalis, I think it is. It's really starting to color up. The iron dosing's making a big difference. Towards the end of the day, I'll do a video sometime at night and I'll show you guys the cardinalis. Really, it gets like this insane violet color, but it's towards the end of the photosynthetic period of the day, so it starts to get a lot brighter throughout the end of the day. So sometime I'll do a movie. I gotta do some trimming here. This stuff's killing it. It's like basically at the top, just kind of waiting to poke through. So I'm gonna snip that down, and I'm gonna really start bushing out some of these stemmy plants, you know. I'm having real good luck with plants lately. Everything's really been sticking and doing pretty well. So, you know, I'm liking the red plants too. They're really, they make a really nice addition to your tank to mix in with the greens, you know. So I'm digging the reds for sure. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much it. And one other thing I want to show you is just the shimmer that comes off these lights, because that's what this video is about, guys. Really, is the lights. You know, this shimmer is, you know, like I said, 50%. I think they're at like 40 right now. They haven't even ramped up to full intensity, and like I said, I'm only running them at 50%. I mean, 100% is just, it's wild. But hopefully eventually I'll get up to like 75%, you know, because it does brighten up the tank a little bit when I use the brighter intensities. Like if I'm gonna have some people over or something or whatever, my parents or whatever want to come by, you know, anybody that wants to look at the tank, I try to turn the lights up a little bit, you know, just to, you know, show off some better colors in the fish, because that's really what lacks with you know, that color rate, the color temperatures that we're using for these tanks. You know, they're a little bit on the yellow side. So if your water's not perfectly clear, you're gonna get that yellow tingy look, which, you know, I think it's looking pretty good in here for the most part. I'm pretty happy with the color setting I'm at now. So, but stay tuned for another movie about the controller, guys. I'm gonna go over it. It's super easy to use. It's got the acclimation settings, got the manual settings, different programs. So in case, like, say, you know, like for me, I work all the time, you know, like I work, you know, 5:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. basically during the week, Monday through Friday. So my tank comes on about 3 o'clock p.m. so that I can enjoy it throughout the night. But on the weekend, you know, I'm home more or whatever, so I want my lights to come on early. Well, with the controller, you can have multiple programs that you only have to just switch over to, and it makes it really easy rather than going in and just resetting everything. So anyway, I don't want to keep you guys too long, but one other quick thing. I've got a dosing pump coming in. I'm pretty excited about it. Gonna start dosing stuff with automatically now. So, you know, just to save a little time so I can do some other things. And you know, I did it with my reef tanks, and it's definitely nice to have. So I'm gonna get in like a 4-part dosing unit. I can't remember the name of it, but it was a good deal, had good reviews. And I'll definitely do a review on it when I get it set up and everything. But basically, guys, I'm going to be dosing iron. I'm going to be dosing probably Excel, and most likely Excel, and definitely potassium. So I'm doing daily doses. So I've broken up my weekly dose, which I've been using for a month now, and with good results. I'm gonna just break everything up, and so it should be pretty neat, guys. You know, little dosing setup, everything will be done, you know, automatically, you know, right before the lights come on and stuff. So you know, I found daily dosing is just much more efficient. So anyway, thanks for watching. I could talk all day. Girlfriend's gone for the weekend, pretty psyched, gonna do some more is that a good thing? Does that make me sound like an a-hole? Hopefully not, but you know, it's nice to take some time to just do some stuff. You know, I want to do another video this weekend, so later tonight I might do another video. I got a couple topics rolling, so hope you guys enjoyed this one. And like I said, like my main thing with this video is you don't need these lights by any means, guys. But I think that, you know, if you have the money, the extra money to do it, I don't think you'll be disappointed. You know, you don't have to buy bulbs. You know, they work. They should last a long time. But, you know, it doesn't say you can't do this with any other light. I mean, I've done it. You know, it's just one of those things to think about. So thanks for watching, guys. If you have any other questions, please you know, post them below. Any suggestions, anything like that. Any people that are using Kessils that want to just say, hey, you know, I'm using them too, they're awesome, or they're not awesome, or whatever it be. But please, you know, rate and subscribe and comment, because, you you know, that's how I'm gonna grow, and I want to keep, you know, keep doing videos. I enjoy doing this. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a good rest of the weekend.